BYD are probably the biggest car brand in the world that you have never heard of. We had the Atto 3 launched in Ireland recently and it's pretty good. This is the Dolphin. It's priced starting under 30,000 euros and we think it's very, very good.
Brought to you by AA Approved Servicing. Book yours at aa.ie/servicing.
Around the front here you can see it's a little bit busy at the front, but I think it works quite well. It's two-tone, so we can see the silver on the roof, on the bonnet here, and then the blue colour down the bumper. Daytime running lights just here. We've got a little bit of air intake underneath as well. Air conditioning on days like this, you need it. And the BYD logo there standing for Build Your Dreams. It's distinctively a hatchback from this angle. So if you're wondering about size, think ID3, Volkswagen Golf, Cooper Born, that kind of a size, and it will compete against those, although this is a lot cheaper. The two-tone colour paint you can see, privacy glass in the back, the little shark fin aerial just there. Now we're on the 17-inch tri-colour alloys just here. I think they look really good. Colour matches up with the body colour. Now they do come with 16s, depending on the level of spec that you go for. Around the back, and I think it looks quite tidy from this angle. I really do like it. This light signature that weaves its way across the back is really, really nice. Looks great at night time. Can't tell it now in this searing sunshine. Once again, a little bit busy. Some kind of these plastic gloss silver just there, a little bit of black plastic insert, but you do get the body colour down the bottom. Cameras here and sensors, because this has absolutely fantastic tech inside, including radars, parking sensors, the whole lot. Let's open it up and have a look inside. Now, space in here is actually quite good. We've got a space for a lot of gear. There's a good carry-on luggage you can see just there, and we easily throw that in and out. Pretty much a flat floor at the back. So we're looking at about 340 litres in there. But if we take out the parcel shelf, fold down the back seats, which are a 40-60 split, we're out to 1,310 litres. So really, really good space in here. This one that we have comes with a little liner, and then there's a little false floor there for a little bit more space underneath as well. Yeah, it's impressive. The inside of the Dolphin is so much better than the price tag suggests. Considering the amount of money we're paying for this, you don't expect anything quite nice, a lot of cheap plastics. Absolutely not the case in here. The finish is really, really good. Lovely feeling on the steering wheel, 3-spoke, all the controls that you want just there. Lovely design elements with the air vents there. The Atto 3, perhaps touch gimmicky, some people said. This one is just a little bit calmer, a little bit more subdued, but it still works really, really well. Lovely little shelf just there for your phone, storage underneath. Now what they've done is they've taken away a lot of the controls from the center console here, so it gives you a lot of space as well. You've got a couple of cup holders, drop your water in there, and we get easy access to the likes of the cruise control, and that's adaptive, it's level 2. So the amount of spec that you're getting in here in terms of driver's assistance, but also we've got the panoramic roof. We can open that up there with the flick of a switch. That's opening as we speak, letting in lots more light. And once you do open that up, it feels so much more airy inside. It really, really is impressive. We've got vegan leather here on the seats, and they're quite comfortable. There's a nice bit of padding in them, but also nice little side cushioning just here as well, because this thing moves, and if you're sticking it into a corner, you're very, very happy to have that little bit of support on the side. But yeah, overall in here, so much better than the price tag suggests, and a lot of those other established manufacturers need to worry about this. This is where we charge up the Dolphin. So a nice little flap there on the front right of the car. So we've got 2 little ports there. The top one that we have is your Type 2, so that's your AC charger that you'll get at home. Now the great thing is BYD have given that up to 11 kilowatts. Now at home you're only going to get 7 to 7.5, so you're looking at that kind of 9 to 10, about 9 hours full charge. Find the on-street chargers that are a little bit faster, that's down to 5 or 6. Then take away the second rubber bong there, the extra 2 points, that's the DC charger, CCS. And then we're up to 88 kilowatts. Now that might be a little bit harsh to say underwhelming, but it's not great. It's much better than the old Renault Zoes and Nissan Leafs, but then again, it's falling behind a lot of the competition. It's absolutely adequate though, and considering the car has so much range, you might not even need to use it that much. So overall, it's a pretty good showing by the Dolphin. In terms of size, let's get a feel for what the Dolphin is like. We said it's like an ID3 or a VW Golf. Well, we've got reach and reek on the steering wheel, so you can easily find a nice comfortable position. Nice bit of padding on the door there for when you're resting your elbows. Really like that. Now I have this set up here for myself as a 6'2" person. Let's see what space is like in the back. Good size aperture here for getting in and out, a little bit larger than I expected. Really good quality finish at the back as well. A little bit of plastic there, but overall the feel is quite nice. We've got electric mirrors, got a couple of different pouches just here. We've got 2 USB ports. The cushioning and that quality of material follows through into the back. It's very, very nice. But crucially, look at the space. This is a little hatchback. Driver set up for 6'2", and me here at 6'2", I still have a few inches, and head height, yeah, I've still got a couple of inches there as well. Headrests, I can lift those up. This is really, really good. Speakers in the back also. We've got a nice little armrest just here, which is all padded, and a couple of cup holders in that. And also it just feels nice, open and airy because of this panoramic roof that we've got. We're just about to pull out in the Dolphin here. And second we put it into reverse just before we drive out, the 360 cameras come up, and it's a great feature here. You can have different directions. It's 3D, you can face it forward, backwards and so on. Really good feature and good quality, good definition in that camera. So let's just pull out here, and as we pull out you can hear that artificial noise. I don't know if it's coming through the camera. I find it a little bit annoying. It'd be nice to be able to just toggle that or have different sounds. One of the party pieces of the Dolphin is the screen just here, so 12-inch screen. But the party piece, as you heard me say there, means that you can actually rotate it. So at the push of a button, it will go from landscape to portrait. And it's a pretty nice feature. Now, it's a little bit of a gimmick in some sense, but as we're here trying to navigate the roads and use the navigation system in the BYD, it's great to be able to turn it portrait and just see a little bit more of where we're going. The screen itself, now one problem that we've noticed, and I'm not the only journalist in the car here, and we found that it's just not bright enough. So when we got into the car to drive off, it didn't adapt, because once we moved outside, a lot more light. And we've turned it manually up to 100% of its potential brightness, and it's still, I could definitely do with being brighter. You have to take a second look sometimes just to see. But otherwise, it's clear, it's easy to use. And it's relatively impressive enough. Could it be a little bit sharper in some ways? Not really, because it's got a pretty good processor behind it. So anything that you do is quick enough. It's snappy enough. Let's talk about range for a minute, because that is the question that we get asked straight away anytime we talk about an electric car. So we've got a 60.4 kilowatt hour blade battery in this. That's good for a WLTP range of 427 kilometers. That's really, really impressive. Now, of course, you put this out on the motorway in winter, you can drop a little bit off that, you know, we're below 300 at that stage. But for me, this is a solid 330, 340, 350 kilometer an hour car. And that's thanks to its efficiency, and also it's got a heat pump as standard no matter which one you buy, so you're getting that extra bit of range in winter when it doesn't have to work as hard. So yeah, considering the size of the car, the Dolphin is doing extremely well on that front. We're just pulling out onto the motorway here and give it a bit of the welly, and there's not as much there as I was hoping for it. Now this has a 150 kilowatt motor, so 204 horsepower and 310 newton meters of torque. So they say that it will do the 0 to 100 kilometer an hour sprint in 7 seconds. We haven't tested it out, but it doesn't feel like it will. Some cars feel faster than they actually are, like the VW E-Up that we had recently, felt like a little go-kart despite having barely any power at all. This one, no. So here we are, we're carrying 60 in a bit of traffic. Let's floor it now. 70, 80. So it is torque, it does pull up through it, but it doesn't feel as fast as you might like it to be. Now we have it in sport mode. There's 3 different levels. We can rotate one of the scrollers just here between sport, normal and eco, and floor it again. No. And then once you do ease off as well, you can change a couple of the regen settings in the computer there. We don't have easy access just here, but as I ease off now from 75 down to 70, 65. For me, I would like it to be a lot stronger than that. What about money? How much are you going to have to spend to get this? Considering the spec, the range, it's going to be a lot of money, right? No, not at all. This, with the bigger battery, starts off at 28,500 euros. Go for the higher spec that we have here today, and it's a fraction over 30,000 euros. So hugely impressive, considering what you're getting in terms of the spec, the range, the quality of the interior. Really, really impressive. As we're here on some national roads and motorways just on the outskirts of Madrid, gives us a chance to test out the cruise control. And it's adaptive cruise control. It's a lovely feature to have, and you're not expecting it in a car of this price, but it works really, really nicely. So it doesn't go as far as a system that you might get in the likes of the Ford, the Mach-E, or any one of the Teslas. It's not steering itself in the way that the Ioniq 6 or one of those cars, but it's pretty easy. You just flick of a button just here. It's got lane keep assist, and then you can just scroll up and down. But it's adaptive, as I mentioned as well. So if we come up behind a slower moving car, it will slow us down and track that car in front. And we can actually choose different levels. So with a flick of a button here in the steering wheel, we can say that we want to be far away from the car in front or happy to cruise up much closer to it. And it's a really, really nice feature to have. And on a car this price, it's great. Overall, we were very impressed with the BYD Dolphin on this first drive in Madrid. There were a couple of things that we weren't hugely keen on, such as the feel of the accelerator and the screen brightness. But when you get a 400km range EV for less than €30,000, it's hard to complain. Today's drive was only for an hour or so. We can't wait to get our hands on the Dolphin in Ireland for a much longer period of time. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out when we release that video.